there's a rainbow. We're gonna get tapped in with this right now. Oh fuck, my bad. Alright, we're gonna get a little tester for this and we're gonna see how ready we are to go, and if we're ready to go. This is actually probably more important. Let me actually see this. Single player, multiplayer, how we expect to get into the culture, how you can support me on my journey as I am doing this all alone. Power to people. Welcome back to the dungeon. It is yours truly, the one and only, hopefully, Dark Wizard Disani. If there's any other ones you know, understand what we got to do to them. With love and kindness, though. Thank you for tapping into, I wouldn't even call this an episode, a traditional episode of the dungeon, because this is me telling you guys, basically coming back from the mountaintop and telling you guys what the fuck we got to get going on. Or else it's going to be a pretty nasty reality that we're living in. And this isn't even fear-mongering anymore, because I'm not just trying to tell you guys stuff to like hope that the anxiety pushes you to do something. This is me telling you guys stuff and giving you guys real steps that we can take to make real change. And hopefully it's not just me screaming from the top of a mountain anymore, and it's me actually in this with you guys and you on this journey with me so we can make some real shit happen. Thank you for being here. This is part 2 of that last video. So welcome back. Thank you for being here again. And I hope that you get everything you need to out of this video and I don't go on a tangent that doesn't need to be said. First and foremost, hopefully you guys were able to pick up everything you needed to out of the My Love AI, the companion platform. That's going to be huge. And what I'm starting to realize as I've taken a day to digest that last episode is that that's actually a platform that I genuinely believe every single human being could be using. And if not every human being, at least 1 billion users could use. That's it. Now we're going to move into another one of these callings that I feel like I have. But genuinely, the more and more as time goes on, and the more as I start to study the history of the creative arts industry, the entertainment industry, just music, film, publishing, everything around this space of creative expression and creative capitalism, genuinely, I know it is my place in this world to pivot the culture into a direction where we can see new life. We can actually create this, inspire this renaissance to allow us 1 million more lifetimes to see ahead of us and to give us that hope to keep on pushing forward rather than to sedate us in the present moment that we already feel suffocated in or completely smashed and squashed by. I genuinely believe that creative people, creative artists, the non-traditional life path people that I be speaking about, you guys, probably, I believe that this is our time to really step up from the bullshit that they're pushing on top of us and to set the flare, to set the spark of this new world, as scary as it is. And I've realized in really taking the time to sit down and study my ancestors as an African-American person, I'm not just saying bloodline, I'm talking about those that came before us and really pursued missions of radical nature or revolution. The MLKs, the Malcolms, same person. No. The Fred Hamptons, the Angela Davis. I've realized it is, for many of us, especially marginalized people, it is not our place to fight against these people in their political system. We are simply collateral damage, dehumanized collateral damage to face the consequences of the decisions that they make amongst each other, because it's really just a fight over ownership of property in this country, because he who owns property and really owns the infrastructure basically sets the rules and the reality of our society. Think about how many people have been slotted into or pushed into a renter, paycheck to paycheck lifestyle, if not recently, just since this country's inception, and how much smaller and smaller and smaller the ownership class of our society gets. That's where your fascism term comes from. It's not just some change of the weather or some seasonal difference. We're shrinking the amount of people who have access to ownership because ownership turns into responsibility. But for a lot of our wealthy people, they use wealth and ownership to remove responsibility from needing to be accountable for what happens as a means of the wealth they have. And even worse, the decisions that they make to be more selfish or hoarding of that wealth, making it more difficult for other people to exist in our society. I've always been a fan. I've always been a huge, I've always been a creative, culturally diverse person, but really held in the prison of my own home, not allowed to experience the world around me. But as painful as that has been and that upbringing has been, and just not being allowed to access this world that's full of so many different cultures and people and creatives, I was still able to connect to the art in so many different ways, and that has allowed me the strength to keep on going on this journey. And I feel like all of those little bits of hope and joy and love and healing and grace that I've been able to access have kept me alive long enough to come up with this. And this is actually a system that I had created already about a year ago, maybe 8 months ago. Don't correct me on that, please. I'm already insecure. But I believe that this isn't just an idea anymore. I need a team, I need technology, and I need funding. And I'm just going to be straight up about it. I have no more imposter syndrome. I have no more shame. I have no more fear about none of that shit. I need a team, I need technology, and I need funding. And I need people who fucking listen to what I'm saying. Because you cannot tell me that anybody else, and this is going to be me stepping into my arrogant zone, I apologize for this beforehand. You cannot tell me anybody else, whether it's a record label, an entertainment branch, a subsidiary of a fucking entertainment division or company, a music tech entrepreneur, you can't tell me that any fucking buddy in the creative arts space, especially somebody with more than 7 figures to their name, has come up with an ecosystem, a completely self-sufficient, at point, ecosystem to allow creatives to not only maintain ownership over the art that they're the ones accessing from the ether, but allows them an ability to be on a creative journey and to see different faces of their creativity and to pursue different paths that align with their heart and their inspiration, not with the record label and their exploitative contracts. And then how about those creatives can see how influential they are to the world around them and how integrated they can be with that world, instead of just standing on top of Mount Olympus, picking and choosing from the girls that are climbing up the mountain, or the guys, depending on who you are, and then pissing on everybody else that they don't like or they feel like is trying to compete with them. How about, instead of all creatives tearing down each other like crabs in a bucket, what if, and this is why I called this platform Creative Conscious, what if we are all different pieces, little brain cells of a giant brain, and we are all accessing very unique perspectives of this brain, but when we come together in very different forms, whether it's in one-on-one connections or collective communities, we start to see how effective we can be in a very complementary form, in a collaborative form, and see how different connections and communions of us create different types of cultures, create different types of creativity. And we are never lacking of art. We are never lacking of culture, because there's always a new culture to appreciate. But even better than that, we aren't so hell-bent and focused on the mainstream and trying to crack a code to see, oh, who can go viral on this mainstream formula this. We're genuinely appreciating We like that art because that's speaking about the generation, or that's speaking about our times. We fuck with that art because that artist is real dope and crazy. We fuck with that right there because their journey is amazing. Or I want to invest in that person because I know the art that they're doing right now, they just need a little bit more of an investment, and they get that money, they get that capital, they get that support behind them. 5 years, 3 years, 2 years, who knows? It's all of us like brain cells coming together to create infinite amounts of art in our, whether it's small scale art and it's just little, oh, I'm doing a little short film here with these people, or it's I'm finally getting, somebody just saw my creative catalog and they're inviting me to go to a meeting that's going to access whether it's a casting this, or it's an assessment here, and then, or making myself say too many words here. But it's one opportunity creates the door for an opportunity, creates the door for an opportunity, and you start to see how important it is for creative artists to be focused and intentional and involved on the whole journey, not just doing a bunch of things trying to get to certain destinations. And no matter where you go, no matter what movie you're in, no matter what song you make, no matter what live event you get to go to, or no matter what show you rock, the whole journey for you and the people that care about you behind the mask, behind everything that you do, will always be there. And your whole journey is literally about you being as creative as possible, being as expressive and as integrated in this collective creative conscious as possible, to acquire as many people who don't just like you for what you do or what you can give them, but for who you are and how much of a creative person you can be. And that's when we start to see it's more than just how many stars we can add on to our own, or how many trophies we can add to our own trophy case. It's genuinely about how many different ways can we influence, or how much can we significantly influence this culture? How much can we? From the position that I'm in. And reinforcing, hey, you know what? Like, this is one thing I hate about our society right now. It's always been like this, but just social media makes it more organic appearing. You get famous. Now it's going to sound like I'm a hater. I'm sorry. I do not hate this girl, bro. Blessings to, if you know who I'm talking about or what I'm describing right now, just blessings to this girl on her journey. Nothing against her. This is just the current industry plant formula, and she just happens to be somebody who it's worked for. You go viral on TikTok, you get 1 million followers or 100 million followers, you're able to sell your own brands and your beauty care or this, and they're like, hey, you know what? What do you want to be? Because this content shit's done. So like, what do you really want to be? I want to be a musician. Now you're freaking selling out shows, or maybe you're doing collabs with these like top ranked people, and you're releasing albums and going on Billboard. Like, think about, one, how that distorts the creative journey for somebody who doesn't have access to that type of leverage before having access to that specific type of career. And at the end of the day, does their success even matter if they were already not from the bottom climbing up to be an artist, but they came up another way as a marketer, because that's what content creators are, and then because of their marketability, now that puts them in proxy, much closer proximity to being an artist, because in today's day and age, it's not about giving music or creating art. It's about selling image. It's about selling lifestyle. It's about selling merch. It's about selling records. And at one point, it used to just be about selling good music and hella records. Now it's about selling records and every other, not even records anymore because we're in streaming era. It's about selling every other thing than the actual music, because we don't even have a physical product to hold the music onto anymore. And it's almost like that has desensitized us to the value of the product that we're buying and the intangible products that exist on it. I speak a lot about music because I care a lot about my musicians, especially because as somebody who's been surviving poverty myself, just how impoverished kids like myself and people who've gone through really fucked up foundational or home circumstances get taken advantage of like this. by wealthy people who have nothing to do but games to play and dreams to sell. And I'm tired of that, bro. In an age where technology has been so democratized, access to information, access to education has been so democratized, and we still sell people this illusion of needing to pay $50,000 a year to go to school to get like a piece of paper that's not going to get you the job you want, because about 100,000 other people have that same exact piece of paper with their name on it instead of yours. I'm tired of seeing creative people who genuinely impact the culture in a positive way, even if you don't think it's positive, who impact this culture and inspire people to be more of themselves in a world that wants you to be so other than what you are, to be accepted by this world. Like, I'm here for them people, bro. I'm here for them people that give everything they got to what they do. And that happens to be artists. Let's keep on. Let me find out what I was even saying and all that, and then we're going to keep on going with this. Okay, it's about time for me to let you guys know that if you didn't know already, I am going to be the CEO and founder of this thing. And I want to remind you guys again, I'm recruiting a team. Nerds, come find me. There's not enough anime episodes to watch for you to avoid doing this with me. Because we can make black anime through this. Because really the one of the main points of this is to let the creative arts economy that's been first by the digital age and the digital era, turning us into content creators instead of digital artists. It's to basically just do this right back at the same system that did this to us and be like, we're going to completely decentralize this whole entire thing, and we're going to put the power right back in the hand of the artist, because the artist is usually, if not always, the one with the ambition. So instead of forcing the ambition out of them by giving them exploitative contracts or slave deals, we're going to allow their creative work to compensate them properly, and them to take that compensation and let it follow the inspiration that they have. It comes innately, comes deeply from within them, just naturally, and let them push that, and let them, through the experiences that they have, networking with other people, showing up to certain events, collabing with people, working behind the scenes for other people, they get to learn through education and experience what type of person they want to be. And none of it is, you're going to have to work this job 50 hours or 50 weeks a year for the next 50 years. This is project-based. This is inspiration-based. This is, if you work on a very successful project and you want to enjoy yourself for 3 months after you finish, you go ahead and enjoy yourself for 3 months after you finish. We're not going to destroy your platform or destroy your account because you decided to not be an underpaid digital slave and post 25 times a day. You're building a catalog on our platform. You're cultivating a community on our platform. You're able to connect with other creatives on our platform. This is an ecosystem of creativity, and the creator gets compensated. And I know for a fact, creatives, if I give you fundamentally in your initial, like the user profile, if I give you tools to manage yourself financially, to have positive habits and routines, to be able to network with other people and to have people above you and below you that you're constantly networking with, to humble yourself and your ego, no matter how successful you get. A lot of the issues that many of our forefathers had to deal with in this music industry, we won't be dealing with. And a lot of the careers that were cut short or blown up way too early could extend way further and be a lot more complex than we could have ever imagined. But even the people that do find success, especially in the music industry, you'll see them rocking shows like Bruce Springsteen. He's like 80, 100 years old, bro. It's not even a number, but you know what I'm talking about. And he's still doing live shows for what? I guarantee you Bruce Springsteen has sold 100 million records. I guarantee you he has sold 100 million records. I may be lying. I've not even done the research on this. I guarantee you Bruce Springsteen, even if you don't like that voice, has sold 100 million records. There's no way in hell an old dude like that needs to be live touring unless they genuinely want to, and it's literally not even for money. That's how you know the label's still in there trying to churn. And you know what's crazy about that Michael Jackson situation? I don't want to get killed saying this, but I'm just going to say it anyway. I was listening to a South by Southwest, pretty sure. It could have been one of those little Forbes podcasts. But I was listening to one of these business freaking forums, panels, and the CEO or the chairman of Sony was talking about how lucrative the Michael Jackson brand was in the hands of, or the ownership of Sony, because Sony gets to run the Michael Jackson Experience, which is some like major showing that makes millions of dollars a year, in 5 different locations on the globe at the same exact time. If Michael Jackson is still alive, especially in his old age, do you really think he's doing that much? And also, if he's alive, he might own his work, right? And also, let's put a picture on the page right here about how Michael Jackson owned the Beatles catalog and probably was going to own Sony. And then also, maybe we should integrate the clip on here about Michael Jackson saying how Tommy Mottola was like the devil and he's a racist. And then think about what happened to Michael's image after he started to make those claims, those ownership executive claims and moves. Think about what happened to his image after that. Again, I'm not saying anything. Kendrick already told you. I'll put the quote in what Kendrick said. You think he touched that? Again, this is not a laughing matter. I apologize. That type of stuff is not a laughing matter. Dark humor is part of the joke.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
I really want to focus heavy. And I'm cool if this video is actually 2 hours, I'm realizing, because if the right people see this and we start getting this project kicked off, dude, one, I'll be in a better position. So I'll be able to give you these conversations from a much more coherent position, because I've been literally on the run for like 18 months, and not from like the law, but like from a narcissistic boomer household that I refuse to go back to. And also because they're trying to sabotage my entire life, so I can't go back there. I need this to work. Like this is what I came to this world to do. And I've realized that just because I don't have the tech tools or the tech team or the AI bots or the financing and the rich parents, because I don't have any of that, it doesn't mean that this isn't an amazing idea that can't get cooked up and create the door. Just like Facebook created the door for Mark Zuckerberg, young ass nigga. Who says we can't create a door for ourselves too? Young, marginalized people. I want to say black people, but y'all really hate us, so I'm just going to say marginalized. But who says this can't create a door for us in this world, especially because we are the ones who create the art? Is it not the colored people? Is it not the women? Is it not the queer people? Is it not the disabled people, the neurodivergent people who create all the art? And then we all happen to get exploited by the same group of people. And they become billionaires, and we happen to end up in mental asylums, alcoholism, toxic relationships, kids with people that we don't like. And it's always the negative end for us. But the person who didn't create the music, who owned the machine, they're the ones who are living lavish, like gods, off of the magic that we created. And yet we're still slaves. That should make you say what the fuck in whatever language you speak in every time. Every time in your brain. Every time in your brain. This is how let me make sure this is still recording. I may have just been talking to myself this whole time. Okay, good. I'm going to start, and I know I already started, but like, let me just read this part off and then let's just get into this. Because I'm realizing now, I'm just like, the more I speak, the more passionate I get, the more I black out on how much time I've been speaking. And I have this really, really deep fear that I've been speaking for 45 minutes and I haven't said anything. So I hope you guys can forgive me if I keep on checking the time. because I really, really, really want to accommodate a short attention span. And I want you guys to watch the fullness of this video because this could really, really, really change a lot of shit for a lot of us, bro. Especially in an age where big tech and the government knows how many people are going to lose their jobs to AI because you're going to be automated out of work since you've been trained to be an automaton since you were in K through 12. And there's no safety net for it. And then Trump's big, beautiful bill just got passed and they destroyed social welfare. There's no welfare for a time where we just passed a bill that blew up the middle class. And AI is going to be replacing the middle class. And crypto is going to be used to integrate people who want to invest in not crypto, Trump's crypto, to make him rich, mind you. Think about how much money him and Melania made off of their scam coin. And those people are going to be taking ownership in this new world that is owned by tech oligarchs who sell real estate in their new tech-owned world, which everything is privatized in, to people who have the most capital and people who are willing to invest in their projects. AI, crypto, real estate, military. Oh my goodness, you know what I'm starting to think? If we go to World War III in the United States, you know how World War II, winning that war and then coming back here, gave us the GI Bill and there was all this money that was influxed into the economy and we could start, people were driving on the street and drinking and driving and doing all this cool shit and making all this kind of psychedelic rock music. And you remember that? I'm starting to actually think if we win this war, mind you, a war that I'm going to these people put us Americans in, all of that influx of cash and capital, that's not going to go to us, guys. That's going to go to these people. This is why I spoke so much about just and there's a video of me saying this, telling you guys to vote for Kamala and then getting absolutely shit on. So mind you, I feel like I'm right more times than I'm wrong. But there's not going to be a lot of opportunities in this very near future and this current reality that we're living in. And this is also a means of not me just trying to say, oh, let's make better music. This is also me saying hey, you know what? We as creative people can not only influence the culture and create a renaissance, but living in a world where we can own the value that we create, we now have to start using that executively, connecting that, collaborating that, building that up to make communities and cultures that influence the future, bro, and create the future. This is I hate to admit it, but we have to grow the fuck up, bro. A lot of you guys are stuck in this SoundCloud era haze, especially Gen Z. A lot of you guys are really stuck in this, not even SoundCloud era, SoundCloud era and then Gen Alpha or whoever the bottom of Gen Z is stuck in this bastard, bizarro form of the SoundCloud era, which isn't even cool. It's just like kids who fake taking drugs. So I'm asking you guys, I know I feel like I'm going all over the place here, but I'm really, really, really trying to let you guys know the importance of this. Not just how important this is for the creative culture and the creative community in a world where all creative arts was either super exploitative or gatekept as fuck by rich kids. And even if it wasn't gatekept by rich kids and that wasn't the only problem, there's also you guys don't understand, there's a whole entire economy. Okay, you guys do know it, but you don't understand how deep it goes. There's a whole entire economy of people willing to have intercourse for access. And I know you guys think it's just women who are going to oh, I'm going to open my legs and then I'm going to get the job. No. It's not just young, beautiful women who want to be models who do this. That is so far from the point. And I hope the Diddy trial showed you that is far from the point. Nothing against anybody who was victimized by that man Diddy, because that dude's a fucking demon, bro. He doesn't deserve to even breathe the same oxygen as the rest of us. But what I'm trying to say here is real creative people who come from real life experiences and real cultures and real communities, it's almost 100% guaranteed we're going to get exploited. And unless we find a way to bring that technology that was once held so far over our heads, blocking us from this industry, until we can bring that down to each other, to use this, like Prometheus bringing the flames from Olympus down to the people, to learn what fire was like, and to learn how to integrate fire into their lives, until we do that for each other and we spread this technology like a wildfire, but we continue to connect to our soul that is the home of our creativity, we're going to be eternally enslaved. And if not enslaved, blocked from access to expressing ourselves creatively and living consequentially, or living lives as a consequence of our creative path. Because for many of us, the creative path, especially one that we're refusing to abandon, or refusing to address, or we're actively abandoning, that's why we came to this earth to live. And we're living a life apart from that, and that's causing us to do a whole bunch of coping mechanisms and like nasty shit to escape that. If we don't address this issue of the creative arts, not even economy genuinely, but if we don't address this issue of giving creative artists an opportunity to use their art to influence this world in a way that connects us deeper than we ever have before, there's only one option. But I'm going to give you two options as to how this world can go. Sorry, the thumb came out. Boner. We're either going to have a global creative renaissance, which I hope we don't have to go to war first to have this. But I believe that if global tensions can calm down, and maybe if not calm down, but if creative people can create art that is good enough to squander the people's attention from this anxiety-filled timeline that we've been on, it's really going to force us to go into war. We have a chance of leading completely new art in all ways, shapes, and forms. Because AI is not going to be used to replace people from work or from accessing the real world. That's what really the importance of that thing is. It's not going to replace people from working. It's going to replace people from accessing the world, so they can't make money, so they can't pay for anything, and now you're enslaved to whoever gives you opportunity, because now you don't have any mobility. We're not using AI for military to fight each other like Call of Duty in the real world anymore and just lead to some nuclear apocalypse, because that's the only best thing that can happen with this AI technology. The winner of the AI race owns the world, and the loser blows it up, depending on how much of a sore loser they are. And America is a sore fucking loser. And our bastard twin brother with two colors, they're also a bad sore loser too. And if we don't have this creative renaissance, this opportunity for people to heal, to grow, to connect, to build through the arts and creativity that we abandoned to go balls deep and a half into the last tech revolution, we will find ourselves in a techno-feudalist digital dystopia that is created by the Antichrist himself, Peter Thiel and company, which is going to be a complete fantasy, drug-fueled version of a reality that comes completely inspired by whatever weirdo science fiction books they used to read, movies they used to watch, and video games they used to or still play. Did I forget to mention that this is fueled by lack of sleep and a whole lot of drugs? And probably lack of... Okay, I shouldn't say that. I feel like saying that's actually kind of misogynistic, because we shouldn't be using people's inability to have relations with or to have relationships with women as a means of degrading their character. But these guys are incels, bro. I mean, Peter Thiel's gay, so I guess it doesn't really matter. But they're incels, bro. Yeah, maybe they buy women. Women don't choose to be around them. That's something you guys got to get in your head, bro. Would women or would people choose to be around you if you didn't have the things around you that you do, or you didn't have the benefits that come with being around you that can be taken away from you. More times than not, no. Like, this is a sick ass revenge of the nerds that's going on. These people, mind you, Peter Thiel and company, they turned California, Northern California at that, into Gotham City. And we let them buy the last election, and now they're in the government. What do you think they could do there? They turned San Francisco into Gotham City, and they blamed the government for charging them tax money for what they did. They also did the same thing with the federal government, and they used it to destroy systems of the federal government and to track every single American citizen. Huh. That may not be right. That doesn't seem right. And what's the company called anyway? Palantir? What's the significance of that name, Palantir? AI Jesus? Like, you, it's almost. I genuinely thought I was so crazy, bro. Even like a year ago, I thought I was the craziest person on planet Earth. I thought I was really going insane. And then now, so much shit has happened almost at once, like chronologically. It's just like, wait a second. I'm just trying to tell you guys what's going on, and I might just be a little ahead, but I ain't too far ahead. You guys just wait for things to happen, and I've realized that it's too late if you're in that position. You have to really, really, really hope that you can see them coming and make decisions in alignment with what you can see, and hope that you're right about that shit. You can't, there is no time once reality has already hit and now you're trying to react. You don't have no time to respond, bro, because you haven't thought about what could happen. But that's what we do here. We think all day. One, because I'm poor. Two, because my brain doesn't shut the fuck up. So we're going to just do this until I finally get an opportunity to create this product for you guys and give you guys an opportunity, my children, my seeds, to influence this culture beyond just an infrastructure that I've created. Because I'm going to tell you guys right now, this is not, I'm not some Jehovah that's coming down with like, I have the blueprint from the mountains or from the heavens. Like, no, that's not me. I came here with a tool that you guys can use to help yourselves and each other build a culture, and not only a culture, but a cultural ecosystem that is so grand and so diverse and so deep that it lasts as long as the internet lasts, one, but creates opportunities and experiences for us to find value in this, to integrate it back into our real world and remind ourselves how important it is to love each other in our diversity, to exist in a world where we are forced to cope with that regardless. We're either going to take this digital psychosis that we're living in and use it to make us more misogynistic, more racist, more homophobic, more hateful of each other, or we're going to leverage it and all the information that it has to help us connect with the people that we want to see in this world, create the art we want to create, be a part of the communities we want to be a part of, and realize how important it is to take information from online and make sure that we can apply it in our real world before we become literal psychotic slaves to information that may or may not be real. So many people have built entire careers just saying things online because they get validated by the algorithm, or they sedate or soothe people's trauma. These ideas or theories don't work in the real world. They don't live there. And if they did, the person would quickly shut their mouths because they realize all I'm doing is lying to these people. And all I'm doing genuinely is keeping them online because I'm validating the things that are going on in their head, validating why they're not doing things in the real world to change those beliefs. Okay. You guys might be seeing this and hearing me speak about creator economy, creator platform, digital artist, and say, well, isn't OnlyFans a platform for digital artists and like creator economy? Okay, that's 100% true. But the issue with the creator platforms, and I don't even want to call it digital artists because these people are just looking for content at the end of the day. They're just looking for digital media. The issue with platforms like that is they never had a plan to, one, deal with the influx of money and opportunity that was going to come with a specific type of creator. I don't know if I can say the word here, but I'll just, you know what I'm talking about. And they got so much money out of that, they almost crutched themselves on that economy instead of expanding to see, hey, how can we use this money that we're making here to inspire or kickstart other types of creative artists and other types of creative cohorts, or at least give creatives more incentive to collaborate with each other so they can take it in their own hands to build the culture of the future and inspire new creatives. But when you have a platform that is full of, and I'm not hating, I'm just saying, when you have a platform full of, you can't like freely share content because you're naked. You can't collaborate freely because it's a health and safety violation or a hazard. And even if you do collaborate freely, it's like at the end of the day, like, how much do these collaborations push the culture forward beyond just you being able to be compensated? Because now not only am I seeing you naked, but like I'm seeing you with somebody else now. Like these platforms got so money hungry so quick, and they did not have answers to keep the money flowing or keep finding new ways to make it happen. They didn't realize, hey, you know what? Like, if we are a creator platform or a creator economy, we have to give creators leverage to access culture, to experience life, to be inspired, to be more creative. And if they can't find that on their own time and inspiration, they have to access other creators. And not just like this freaking traditional social media, like, oh, I'm going to do a collab stream with Kai Cenat. I'm going to do a collab with DDG. Like I'm saying, being a part of creative missions. Somebody is writing a book and they need to recruit an editor. They need to recruit a co-author. They need to recruit this. They put that whole team together. Oh, mind you, they can, the artist who's creating that book, they can go to the connections that they've already made, whether it's by being a part of events, being a part of clubs, being a part of communities, and they can take a connection from there and say, hey, do you want to work on this project with me? And then we're going to create a revenue split in this connection. So when the project is finished, all the money that it makes will get split evenly due to what we signed beforehand, and we can make money and keep on going on our way. Knowing that we did work, we worked together, we're both being compensated properly on agreements that we made before the project was produced, and the project can keep making money and keep compensating us on the back end so we can focus on new projects and making more connections rather than constantly complaining that we're not being compensated properly for the art that we made that everybody else is profiting off of. That's one of the main reasons why I made that OnlyFans comparison, because the one thing that I do like about that platform is it locks up every user's content. So the user gets to decide when their content is online and when it's not. And if it ever gets leaked onto the regular internet, they can also sue the people who've leaked it. And that's what I want for every digital artist. Because it's not just you owning the art necessarily, or owning or being compensated. It's you being able to own what is doing the compensating. And that always being in your hands, but not in a traditional sense. Like labels will say, well, you can own your masters and you can own everything, but you're not going to have access to all of our amenities or all of our accommodations. Well, now when you have an opportunity to not only create art and build your own catalog and then go through different events and communities and through experience build your own credibility, now you can network with other people who are on their own creative journey on their own time, committing whether it's 10 minutes a day, whether it's an hour a day, maybe it's an hour a week, an hour a month, but everybody in the creative community is contributing to this whole thing from their own individual section on the platform. And their journey is at the mercy of not only how great they can make their own catalog and they can cultivate fans of that catalog, but how expansive they can be in connecting with other people, being a part of other things, participating and purchasing from other creators and other brands, and contributing to cultural causes and missions. How much can they do as a creative, a part of a creative ecosystem? And how valuable can you make not only your time, but yourself in the time that you spend on our platforms? If we're living in a future or a reality where it's normal to spend 6 to 10 hours online, and it's about to be even more normal to spend twice, if not 3 times as much time as that online because of the integration of whether it's AI chatbots or more immersive technological experiences. We're about to wrap it up with this section right here, but I call this section single player because this is you as a creator, and the best part about it is you don't have to just be, I'm the lead singer of this band. Let me make sure this is still recording before I make this example. Perfect. Okay. The best part about this is that you don't have to just be, I'm the lead singer of a rock band, so I get verified. We'll have a verification thing. Don't worry about that. But I genuinely believe we can do organic verifications. That's going to be a lot cooler than us just like letting you buy a verification. Say you're a DJ. Fuck that. Say you're a producer. You are sitting there, you're working with artists, or no, you're a producer and you make beats. You have your little beats, you got them in your catalog, you have your own music, you have your own mixes that you're making, and all of that is in your catalog. Now, you, being a part of community, is going to give you access to whether it's other connections, which are more extended connections than just your own personal ones, but these are communities of creative people, meaning that there's going to be diverse expressions and diverse roles in these types of communities. This is where the record labels, the film studios, the publishing companies, this is where they will basically find themselves, or the new versions of them. And it won't just be old people exploiting young kids who are on drugs all day. It's going to be young people who grew up with their peers or fans of up-and-coming artists be a part of that mission and literally grow and create 10-year, 20-year, 30-year legacies together. That's what I believe this AI era has an opportunity to create. It's not who has the most money. It's not who has the most industry credibility. It's going to be who has the most ambition and who's willing to tear their dream from the heavens and rip it into reality and force the world to respect it like it's the truth. That's who will own the future. And I definitely 100% plan on being one of those people. So, producer man, yeah, that's me. You're building your catalog, you're developing credibility, you're through the experiences that you're having, whether it's, hey, I'm working on somebody else's album, or I'm making my own album, or I'm working on a soundtrack for a movie, or I'm just being a part of a fashion show and sitting behind somebody in like a mentor apprenticeship role, developing my connections. And hey, you know what? Can I add you to my connections catalog? Because we should work in the future. Every artist understands this conversation. Oh, I love your art. I love your art. We should do work sometime. We should work sometime. Yeah, give me your phone number. We'll hit the studio. Never happens. I was going to make another analogy. I don't want to say that shit though. This is your opportunity to have that and to not need to hound people necessarily for not being able to collaborate with you, but to understand that since we are all working on our creative journey, we are all doing this creative shit at like simultaneously, it's going to be very chance encounter that helps us get the opportunities we want, or we have to be able to set them up and line them like this, because we aren't 9-to-5ers, guys. We're literally working off inspiration and the opportunity that we have. So how about you keep those connections locked in? You can even continue to see other people's journeys. That's what this is. And you know what's actually more interesting? This is how we're going to combat against the following followers type situation of traditional social media and really show you guys, hey, if you follow somebody, that's like some fan shit, and we're going to save that for the fans. But for creators, you guys are going to be mutually connected across the board from each other. There is no this for us creators. There is creator and fan of creators, but the creators all, no matter how talented and great you are, all creators are like this. Yes, there will be creators that are more visible than others because they make viral art, because they have great this, because they have huge communities. But on a creator connection catalog, anybody can seek anybody to connect with and to offer or to request collaboration with. Mind you, you can reject it all you want, but anybody can request as a creator on this platform, anybody can request. And that's why the importance is not only just, hey, I'm going to send 1 million texts or 1 million DMs to this creator. Hey, while you're waiting for this person to respond to you or to validate you, because maybe they are seeing you, maybe you should be developing your credibility with other artists, maybe other creative people, maybe other creative projects, maybe working on your own creative catalog so people know who you are. So when you start offering yourself and your services, there is something to stand on or something to kind of peer behind you and see, okay, that's who they are. And I want something about the creator profile. And another reason why I'm a fan of the OnlyFans platform, other than the fact that there's beautiful... and is the focus isn't about the algorithm. Yes, you have to be providing your people with some kind of content, but as creative artists, if you give us the compensation we need and the accommodations, we're able to, I mean, the art is what we want to do. There's a hilarious quote that I saw underneath a Guns N' Roses concert, and it said, forgive me, I might mess this up while I'm saying it, but it said something along the lines of, rock music is God's chosen job for the unemployable. And I'm sitting here thinking like, this is exactly it. I don't even know how that connects with what we're talking about right now. I just think that's the funniest shit that I ever heard. And it's real. And it makes me think a little bit how society, especially capitalism and like cookie cutter capitalism, tries to tell creative people, you need to work a job that pays you money first, and then you're going to be able to invest in your creative career. Like, how about no? Like, maybe we are supposed to go broke and go rock bottom and get kicked out and get rejected from that life that we don't want to live. And that trauma is going to push us in a direction to think, you know what? I don't care how bad it gets on this journey. Even if it's bad every single day, I'd rather be living a shit life as a creative artist, authentic to who I am, than living the best life, being apart from myself and knowing that I have to sedate myself at points of this journey to forget that I'm not being who I am and I'm not doing what I want to do for real. Okay, I remember what I was saying now. I don't know why we put the rock comparison in there. I apologize, but we were going to speak about catalogs. Maybe it was just funny and I wanted to laugh. So hopefully you guys thought that shit was funny too. One of the very, very, very huge, more important parts of our platform is going to be the focus on having a catalog. And then instead of just having an algorithm that is fucking rigged, mind you, we're going to have a place where you can only see the people that you are subscribed to or the creators that you are networked with on this platform. And on top of that, there's going to be an algorithm that says infinite inspiration. And it is, again, I can't promise, the more meetings I have, the more people I work with, I can't promise that we can fully perform on this specific thing. But the intention that I have at this day and this point right now, while I still have complete creative control over this project, is you can submit your work to the Infinite Inspiration catalog, and that is going to be the one that goes out to the non-creatives or like the fans and general users of the platform. So, which is interesting. I didn't even include the fans on here. I apologize for that. But that's going to allow the fans and the people who subscribe to, whether it's directly creators or directly to communities and subcultures, they can see what's popping and what's happening in their community. And you know what's crazy? Every single bit of art, every piece of content of art on our platform, it's going to be tagged with everybody who contributed to that. That's going to be a direct means of combating AI art, showing us, hey, you know what? You can use it if you want, but our platform, it's super, super, super like focused on making sure that creatives are using it as a tool, even if it's a literal lightning rod, using it as a tool to do the art that we've been doing for generations, literally since we've been human. Interesting thing I also heard, I know I'm going on tangents here, but this is a podcast I was listening to about a week ago. And there was a Ted Goya. Do I want to get copyrighted right now? Yeah, I'm going to put the clip of what he said in here. Speaking about how there is African music that was played that Europeans went to try to script and write down, and they literally didn't even understand how to compose the music or how to even track and record the music. So do you think people who, when they can't comprehend something, they just call it the devil, and now they've created a machine that they call ultimate intelligence, do you think this machine is going to be able to create art, authentic art, infinite levels of authentic art that go beyond the just stolen valor of all the artists who created real art in this world? Absolutely not. I have to answer that for you. I know you were taking a little minute. Absolutely not. Now that we've explained what it's like to be a creator on our platform, I think it's a good time to show you. Let me make sure this is still recording. Now that you know what it's like to be a creator on our platform, I think it's a good time to show you guys the influence creators have on the world, and not just the creative world, but what turns this creator platform, solo player, into a multiplayer online mode and a multiplayer mode, in the sense that it's an ecosystem now. This is not just an OnlyFans where it's like, okay, a bunch of individual creators get on here and they pop that and then they post pictures online and that's it. Like, no. You are building not only a brand, but you're going on a creative journey. You're playing different roles in the creative ecosystem to find out how you best access the culture, or you best help a creator or a community access the culture. And not to get too capitalist about it, but find a way to be compensated through that, in hopefully more ways than just monetarily, because that will allow you to find a very, very deep, unique love for creative arts. This creative brand journey has to expand beyond just what an individual can do, especially because you guys are going to see it's not just individual people that you like working with. It's communities that you like working with. It's different creative organizations that you want to be a part of, or you want to learn from, you want to be inspired by, supported by. So we give you guys an opportunity to turn those creative connections into creative collectives. And the reason why I'm so bent on us being the future of the record labels and the film studios and all that, like as young people, like I'm talking like Gen Z, even Gen Alpha, whoever got the ambition and the vision. The reason why I'm so bent on this is because of this whole album points theory, and recognizing in the 80s, in the 70s, people are out here selling 100 million records and they're getting 15 cents off of $30. 25 cents off of $30 that a record made. Who made the music? The person who made the music makes 15 cents off of $30. T dollars 30.00. They make 00.15 of that. You remember that. Please remember that. Now, in a world where it's not just a bunch of super wealthy intellectual, I hate to even say it like that, but intellectuals exploiting a bunch of ignorant poor kids who are super talented, then you have to help your peers. And the best people to be there for you on your management team, especially because a lot of these very talented people don't have family connections. They don't have support systems. We don't have mentors and agencies and all that to support us like these rich kids do who get to cakewalk their way into the industry. We need to be supported by our friends. That's why gang shit works so well in music, because you can not only have like your pews kind of like rolling around like right next to you and just kind of call them artists, but you can have people play supporting roles and supporting character roles to help the main artist get to where they're trying to go. Now, mind you, more times than not, when the money stops rolling through, then people who hang around you are going to turn on you. And you're the only one that gets to run off with the loot, ASAP Rocky style. Your gang, your inner tribe, then people you was calling Bretta and gang, they're all going to turn on you. I'm 100% sure it's going to happen. And even worse, the industry tells you, hey, we're going to pick you up from where you came from, make you different than everybody who from the place you came from, make you think you're better than them, and then we're going to screw you and then throw you right back to them. So you don't have our access to our community anymore, and you're going to be invalidated by your own. So you're isolated, and hopefully you're rich, but you're probably not. So check that out. But when it's people that you grew up with, people that support you, think about Rich Paul and LeBron James. LeBron doesn't want some dude, some Warren Buffett helping him with his management and finances. Bron chose the homie to help him. And look at Bron's financial records. Look at all the things that Rich Paul has done in his own career, independent of LeBron, maybe inspired by LeBron, but look at all the things he's done in his own career. Just off the opportunity that LeBron has helped him get by LeBron being a star athlete. But not only by that, by Rich doing right by LeBron. That's a connection. Yeah, maybe both of us didn't make it to the big leagues, but you made it to the big leagues and you trusted me to help you stay in the big leagues, and we just created something that nobody can touch. And now we can have the capital and the support to invest in communities, to create our own labels, our own collectives to help manage and inspire people, to help invest in our own businesses, to create more revenue outside of this, because we're not trying to make sports or porn or any of these like taboo cultures. We're not trying to make that the only place we can access wealth from. We want to take that money to reinvest in the real world that they're trying to block us out from, and then create our own opportunities there. So we don't need them there either. And we could do it our own way here. A little side note here, actually, about that specifically. This platform, I feel like, has a very great potential because you guys don't realize how talented these marginalized people are, especially women are, and especially how women know how to get money. We all know the issues that happen around alcohol and clubbing and men not knowing human decency and how to respect people. What if instead of trying to fight legislatively for some federal changes that the ruling class apparently doesn't care about because they hate women, what if those women who care about going to the club and having a great time, what if they can take the money that they're making, whether it's through creating content or doing music or doing films, what if these guys can come together and say, you know what, we're going to put our money together and we're going to run our own club and we're going to set our own rules and we're going to say, yeah, men aren't allowed here. And I know you guys are going to, they're going to have the, oh, well, we're going to take you down with the law because that is racist or something. No. We actually own the land. We own the property. We own the establishment. This is not just us renting out a place. We own the shit. And if we don't want you here because you make it unsafe for us and you don't know how to respect us, then we're going to turn this into a sundown town for you guys.
Bruh.
Until you figure it out. And I support that wholeheartedly. Because every time you want to act like it's not that serious, it's like a million times more serious than you think it is. Every time. There is no excuse that you can give to the absolute horrors that happen to so many, and not even just young women, but our young peers and young friends, young people that are just trying to go out and have some fun. And their whole entire life changes like that to the hands of somebody who this is just another day. I'm tired of us sitting here begging the powers above us and the broken, twisted, fucked up systems that don't help us to give us salvation when we should be giving that and creating that for each other. We should be creating the establishments. We should be running the businesses. We should be hiring the security to kick people out who don't know how to respect people, don't know how to keep their hands to themselves. We should be the ones with the artists that show up to the events. So we're the ones who always have our artists booked, even if they're just local gig artists or they're rocking arenas and stadiums. We're the ones, we creative people and the fans of those creative people need to get together and organize ourselves a little bit more. We have to stop sedating ourselves with this being on the phone all day. We have to treat this shit like a business, bro. I'm telling you. And that's why I'm trying to go so hard and explain all this. Because as a young person myself, I know they don't respect me, bro. I know these old people don't respect me. Whether it's, you don't have any kids, you never had a traditional job, you don't have a 4-year degree. Like they tell me everything and I don't care, because when have you come up with something like this? And here comes the arrogance. I apologize, but boom. Like, please, bro. Please, bro. This corporate thing is very important, not only because of the situation that we just gave, as it means like women's clubs or like gay bars can be a thing, and it can be funded by the actual creative compensation and creative work of these people, instead of all the money that they make goes to the record label, who again is the same people to shell off in their own pockets or buy. Insane, bro. Insane. I was actually going to say one more thing about that. Because if creative artists aren't being compensated properly, and not only compensated properly, but advised to continue to invest in their creative journey and the creative culture as a whole, then you have situations like Daniel X, Mr. Eggman 2, because there's already an Eggman who exists in Silicon Valley. Put them both side by side. I guess you can call that scrambled eggs. Sunny side up. A little over easy. No. I gotta find a better one. Deviled eggs. Because check this out. Imagine making near $1 billion off a creator tech platform, a music tech platform. Selling it to artists as if you were giving them more opportunity and outreach, but really in the digital age and giving them digital record deals to where they're never going to make any money off the art that they make. They're just going to make you, the tech platform, more popular because you're turning all their art into content for your longevity. Because you don't make any money, Spotify, Daniel X. You don't make no money. And I know you don't make any money. And I'm looking at you. And you can look me back in my eyes. And I know you don't make no money. That pivot to audiobooks ain't going to help nobody in a world where these kids can't even read. Dummy. It don't matter how many Joe Rogan episodes come out, bro. You wasted $100 million on that brother, bro. And he's done now. He's already making $100 million off of his political political donations. Joe Rogan is a talking head now. A talking conservative head now. He is not a conversationalist anymore, if he ever was. He is a conspiracy theorist through and through now. Spotify, you ruined yourself. And you spent $100 million on it. And didn't you spend like $50 million in... But the issue that we're going to have with this brother right here is, didn't you make almost $1 billion off this platform, off of the art? Because you don't make any music. You just started making AI music. Crazy, yeah, nigga. And then now you're going to take that money, put it into your investment fund because you weren't putting all of that other stock money that you were released, like selling off and investing. You were investing that into your own private fund, right? Your own personal bank account because you make all that music. And then all the other money you're going to spend in this venture capital fund because now you're not just a music tech CEO, you're a global warlord. And you're going to create military technology in the form of drones to help support this new global regime that wants to recolonize the world and enslave us all to digital crypto. I may have been lying about the last like 6 words I said there, but I'm not lying about the military technology. And I'm not lying about $700 million going to that military technology. You know the only way creative artists, especially the ones that got scammed off Spotify, are going to have access to that money? If they quit their music career and they go into the military. And then maybe they can feel that $700 million on their skin in that camouflage. They can hold on to that $700 million in weapons that are going to end up being given to some global adversary. And then we're going to be told that they just picked them up from nowhere. This is what happens when you don't have creative people in creative spaces who care about the culture and creative people. And I'm so glad that Kendrick started that whole entire thing of just like, you know what? Oh, actually, that makes me think of an interesting story because Kendrick isn't the first person to do that. I think there's a story in the Bible of Jesus doing that actually, where he walked into a temple which is supposed to be people worshiping, and he saw them selling products. The same way that Kendrick walked into a building and saw the top seller of product being the leader of our culture? Nigga, you just walked. I have to come up in here and flip everybody's table around. Because I have to remind you guys that if you aren't doing what you're supposed to be doing in here, you shouldn't be doing anything at all. I ain't calling Kendrick Jesus, but great minds think alike. That's all I gotta say about it. The final thing that we're gonna do here. Oh, actually, no, I didn't even explain that this isn't just like this isn't just an opportunity to create businesses that are aligned with the creators and what the creators want in this world. This makes me think of the Hailey Bieber becoming a billionaire or selling her road beauty for $1 billion. Like, now that makes me think, if you gave me 5 white girls, like, if you gave me just 5 decent looking white girls of like different shades and hair colors, I guarantee you I could turn them all into like the greatest global stars on planet Earth. Guarantee you. I will make these 2 people right here, Alex Earl, Addison Rae, just let go out of the public like sphere of visibility. Call me what's his name? Dr. Doofenshmirtz? What's the guy from what's that shirt? The pink Powder Puff Girls. What's that guy? The monkey? That's me. I'm getting far off the point here. Something that you may not be familiar with is instead of me taking the art or the content that you make on our platform and selling it myself or using it to sell ads, which I will get paid for 99% and you may never see the light of day of, I give you an opportunity to license your own work. People can go through your catalog or see through the work that you've posted up onto communities or into this platform. People can say, hey, I want to pay you $500, I want to pay you $1,000, I want to pay you $10,000 to use this work that you've done. You made an amazing video and I want to use that as an ad because I don't want our ad agency. I don't even want an ad agency. I don't want to pay 10 people $90,000 a year to sit in a room and just watch TikToks all day. I want to spend $5,000 right now buying that video that you just made, and I'm going to use that for the rest of the month to promote my product. And then I'll give you a link too so we can give you affiliate commissions. And then when I'm stopping to use your video, then that's it. Then you make new videos. But it's all like us as creative people shouldn't be broke thinking about all the money that we need in front of us, not doing shit. We should be making money actively right now or having financial backing so we can run as fast as possible into the future and take that experience and all the emotions that come from it and put it into real quality art. Can't do that when you're always in fight or flight mode. You have to be able to at least be in a place of rest and regulation and accommodating in your ability to go from crazy and chaos to controlled and concise work that can be shared and comprehended, consumed by the world. So that's going to be something that's different. It's not just going to be you posting a bunch of videos to hope that you go viral. And then, oh, you went viral. Like, we gave you like 5 cents because you went viral. And like, maybe we're going to let you have a brand deal. Like, no. You're making money off of the work that you're doing actively. And I will show you in another video how I make money as like a CEO and how we as my company make money from this platform. We're going to make so much money. It's like, there's going to be no point in making ridiculous amounts of money. So it's going to be more about how you guys as creators and contributors of this platform can make sure that you can take care of yourselves and hopefully even make a living off of whatever journey you pursue on this platform. And if you can do that, and we can create multiple tiers and groups of people that can make livings on our platforms, but make a living off of using these tools to create the life they want to live in their real world, because that's the end goal at the end of the day, then I won. As long as the thing exists and I own it, then I won. And I don't need to be 100 bajillion gazillionaire because I want to exist in the culture. I want to create my own creative collectives. I want to create my own businesses. I want to be a part of my own causes and subcultures and social impacts. I want to be on this platform myself. And I think that's where I realized the importance of it. Because it's not only something I'm creating for other people to pay me to use. This is a tool that I'm going to use for my own creative journey, because any of us can be creative artists. Sometimes it just takes a little bit more time for it to ooze out of our body, or us to feel comfortable enough to feel like we can embody that. But if you can just have access to an ecosystem of full-on creativity, then there's no way that curiosity doesn't inspire you to be that. There's no way that one song that you heard that you love so much doesn't make you want to just like be a rock star. There's no way that one piece of art that you saw doesn't make you want to paint. It doesn't make you want to sing and dance and jump up and down and that's the life that we give each other without even touching each other. And we need more of that in this world. And I'm hoping that the most ambitious creative people want to be a part of this shit, bro, and get this shit started with me. Final. Let me check if this is still recording, because you know I like to be on that stupid shit. You dig me? Final thing right here. Final thing, and probably the most important aspect, and this is actually, I'm going to do an individual, probably TikTok video about how we can use this to help influence social justice through our creative practice. So we're building the platform, and we're positively influencing the world, and we're creating the new communities and businesses of the new world all at the same time. And it's just so Gen Z'd out that we get to lead it. This isn't about power like it was for boomers. Boomers saw the depression, and then they got a little bit of something, and they said, this is mine, 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 mine. Gen Z got nothing, created everything, and then realized this is our responsibility to give it back as much as we can to generations after us, to each other in our generation, and to support the adult infants that couldn't raise us from the generation before. Woo! I'm so excited about this shit. Like, I really hope you guys watch this video. Like, I'm turned up. I'm telling you right now, bro. Like, this is gonna be bigger than YouTube, bigger than Twitch, bigger than OnlyFans, bigger than everything. Because it's like, so many of you guys don't realize you are an artist, but you're working a corporate job and you hate yourself. A lot of people who are on the street, a lot of people who are on Skid Row, you don't even realize, used to be models, used to be musicians, used to be athletes. A lot of people on the streets and the hoods of your city, bro, used to be really high potential, high performing people and just didn't have the right support, didn't have the right inspiration, didn't have the right somebody to believe in them when they couldn't believe in themselves, and all hope was lost. And they're just living on the other side of hopelessness. Not that it doesn't exist, but to them it is not bright enough to burn through the shroud of of darkness that just covers them. And that's what I think this is an opportunity for all of us, because it says, come as you are. Come as you are to our platform and find out where you fit in this whole creative conscious that doesn't block you out because of who you are. It's just asking you to leverage this to become who you are and allow that to inspire others to be more of that and to tap more into their humanity in a world that wants us so far apart from that. Final step here is the causes. Again, because I don't seek to just run ridiculous amounts of money off you guys, and I know that if this is a national or a global project, I'll be like, dude, I've been so poor my whole entire life, bro. Being a cool, a chill millionaire, a 10 millionaire, 100 millionaire, again, that's going to sound like crazy a lot of money to you guys. But for the amount that I know this will produce, it's really not that much. And for the amount that you guys will be able to get, on a system that isn't exploiting you, but is incentivizing you to create because of how much and how well it can compensate you if you do it properly, the happiness of all of us participating in this and just the liveliness of it all is 90% of what I'm looking for. That's going to show me that I've got a job well done going. And I've created an opportunity for many more of us, generations of us, to continue to do job well done if we decide to take responsibility for it. No matter what position we're in. The reason why I mentioned that is because I believe that a lot of businesses should actually be cut out like this economically, but a lot of you guys run shit businesses anyway, and you're double dipping into your employees' salaries to give yourself an extra bonus rather than realizing that you should probably cut down the amount of money that you make as a CEO and your salary to give your employees enough welfare so they can do enough work to get you the fucking money that would get you a bonus. But you're not a leader. You're not a boss. You're just a piece of shit. So on my side of the universe, me and my young CEO type friends, instead of spending money on moissanite watches that don't matter because girls don't like you, they don't like you anyway, and cars that we're going to crash because we're deciding to text and drive and live stream all at the same time, we've decided that you can choose as a creator, crazy as this sounds, you can choose how the art that you make, whether it's a song or a short film, whatever art that you produce on our platform. Again, there will be monetization options. You'll be able to say a percentage of this work that I'm doing right here is going to get pivoted or directed into a cause. Mind you, I have a lot more explaining to do of this, but in a very short sense, creators and communities will be able to create causes. I want this to eliminate the concept of a nonprofit. Creators and communities will be able to create causes and then say, this is who we have in charge of it. This is how we plan on using this money that we set a goal for. And you can be a part of the mission. There's going to be little videos that are showing our cause journey, live streams, events you can come to, but very interactive and very project based to solve issues in a means that it's like short-term credit loans. Hey, there is an issue that we need to address here. Collectively, we've decided to validate it, and it has organically risen to people's attention. And now with that, we can decide whether or not that person gets access. Now, mind you, a little thought that I've been having as doing this, instead of just to kind of combat scams and whatnot, is that we should have... Hold on, give me a second. I kind of forgot what I was going to say there. Okay, if I remember it, I'll get back to it, but I don't want to waste any more time on you guys. You can either direct the money that you have from from your creative arts projects, and mind you, it's not your whole entire income, your whole income strategy. Because you own every single piece of art that you do on here, you get to decide with every single piece of art on here, depending on how much money or how much value they all make or how much they get licensed for, hey, this art specifically, as much money as I make for it, it is going to, percentage will go to this cause or this subculture to keep them alive. Another interesting thing I had to say, because I'm going to keep on adding interesting theories or perspectives that I have as I've come to this conclusion, is the same way that wealthy people use investment banks to help make their lifestyles better as a consequence of the money that they have. Churches are the investment banks for poor people. But instead of investing our money and then appreciating the community with them, which is what a church is, like social welfare basically, the people who get the money from the church end up enriching themselves or their peers. And then instead of giving you anything real back, like compensating you back even, they just sell you a dream of salvation because of your undying obedience. It's an investment. You got to think about it. It's an investment bank that doesn't need to fulfill its investment. Because the funny thing is that any church that you go to will take offertory from you, and damn near none of them will give you money to pay your rent if you're behind. Even the ones that you've been at. That's not me hating a little bit, but that's not me hating totally. That's just me saying how important it is for, if the people care about something, the people need to come together, create the mission, denote the roles, put the funding in there, see the mission go down, and if they see somebody put up a mission and they're a part of the journey and they're subscribed to the journey and they're saying this isn't somebody that I trust with my money, this isn't somebody that I trust with influence, with power, then you don't got to support that type of person no more. You don't even have to validate that person no more. But there's something about this, you can't turn these types of issues into employment opportunities. Like you can't turn issues that can be solved in a short term or solved in periodically. You can't turn those into, hey, well, now that's somebody's job, like a homeless manager or something. It's like, dude, we shouldn't even be experiencing homelessness here. But then they say, oh, we've created 6 more jobs on the other end of someone existing as homeless because that person needs all this help. But like, why don't we give that person housing and then create better accommodations for people who are housed and then not allow a system that has no safety net for people who can't maintain their own housing? Doesn't make any sense, does it? And the crazy thing is that people aren't in these positions, negative positions where they need help forever. More times than not, people need a foundation and then support through that foundation, and then they can go off on their own way, more times than not. But most times people are given no solutions at all. So let's stop nonprofit and charity from being some like humanitarian, like self-proclaimed humanitarian fest where wealthy people just a bit like circle jerk each other based on how good human beings they think they are. And let's make these missions actually a part of shit that the people care about enough to organize and mobilize and then actually enact change on. That's what I think. And the reason why I've even opened the opportunity for these 3 things to come on the back end of the initial platform, the creator economy part, is because you genuinely don't understand how much money creators make these tech platforms. You don't understand how much money your viral videos, your comedy skits, your trauma rants, like you don't understand how much money you make by being able to hoard attention onto these platforms. And the second you realize that you are the light and what platform you choose to enrich is just as important as how much you get compensated off of there, then you go ahead and keep getting fucked, bro. And you will not enjoy how that shit feels. I promise you. Because once you see what we doing over here, I mean, look at this. How many CEOs of your platforms that you use came up with something like this, bro? Before they had any money. How much? How many? Where? Show me. Show me Meta. Show me Instagram. Show me Twitter. Show me Patreon, show me any of these creator-based platforms. Show me YouTube, show me everyone who's thinking about this. And mind you, thinking about this in an age where AI is going to drastically isolate people who think that they're using it as a means to convenience themselves out of needing to endure the inconvenience of human connections and collaboration, not knowing that they're making themselves incompatible with other human beings based on using a technology that is just automating them out of inconvenience. But that's what it is. Like, relationships are inconvenient because you commit to the relationships that you care about regardless of the convenience. Those are our best relationships because we care. And we know that care that we give to this other person can be reciprocated. Everything doesn't have to be a transaction. Gang, I hope this makes sense to all you guys. I hope to God this makes sense to all you guys, because I should not be broke. That's the first thing. But the second thing is, I definitely do believe that this is the only project I need. This and the AI girlfriend project and that No Land for Good Men. I think I'm going to spend, the second I get funding, I'm going to just spend the next like 18 months, like 2 years working on all three of those. And then just never come back to being like rock bottom or broke again. I apologize. I've spent too much time down here to ever want to come back here again. I'll never be in a position to where like I can't control my housing. I'll never be in a position I can't control my health care. I can't control my banking. I can't control my mail or my phone or my access to information or my ability to invest in myself. Like, are you kidding me? Like, one of my biggest generational curses was breaking poverty after being like infantilized my whole entire life and then basically just like head punted out into the world with absolutely nothing but psychological CTE. Psychologically induced CTE. This is what I came to this world to do, and I'm starting to realize I don't think I know how to do anything else. And I've just been so insecure and so ashamed of like, well, I don't have the outfits and I don't have the nice car and I don't have any friends. And dude, I don't give a fuck anymore, bro. Like, I got this, bro. And the second this comes out in a platform that you guys are going to start using, bro, like, go ahead and get ready to change your lives. Get ready to change this world, bro. Like, how could I give a fuck, bro? Like, I made it past that red pill bullshit, bro. I made it past that manosphere bullshit that almost turned me into an incel. I made it past all the self-hatred of such a system that just wants me to hate my blackness. I made it through all of that freaking bullshit, narcissistic parenting. I made it through all of that narcissistic extended family trying to slander my name like I don't exist in real time, nigga. I feel like I've just been going through absolute bullshit the past 5 years, bro. And really, because I never wanted to address how much I hated my life and the one that I was living for the past 20 years before that. But now, 1 month, a little less than 1 month into my 24th birthday, happy birthday to me, I know what I came here to this world to do. And I have no intention of being anything less than that. And I'm cool being anything aligned with it. Hopefully that was enough to get you guys to donate. Go put some money for that GoFundMe, because I've realized I was initially just going to make the GoFundMe about the book that I'm writing, but I think I'm just going to put the book and these platforms that I'm building all in there and then let you guys know, like, hey, this is just a fund for me to be able to genuinely only focus on this stuff for the next 6 to 12 months. And I'm 100% sure like these are going to kick in like 3 months. But it's just me giving myself that 6-month runway to make sure that the projects are actually produced at the level at which they can scale up. And then I'll be all right. And also, I've been working like 6 days a week for the past like 18 months, and I'm so fucking burnt out, bro. Like, I hate living a little bit right now. So not to like gaslight or guilt trip anybody, but it's just like I feel like I've been working so hard, bro, and like just with no respect and no love, other than that of you guys in my community. But I don't give a fuck about any of that validation or any of that bullshit anymore. Like I know everyone at the top, their relationships are fake, bro. They be scamming shit, they be faking it, they be losers. I came to this to change the world, bro. I came to this world to make the ancestors proud of me. The ancestors were ashamed because I wasn't doing what I was supposed to do here. I wasn't influencing you guys. I wasn't inspiring you guys because I thought that, what the fuck did these people get out of my life? I hate myself. I hate everything I've come from. I hate everything I got to go through. Only to realize that there's so many people who believe in me and who want me to win, who want me to succeed, bro. But I have to believe in myself first, and I have to give you guys what I know I am to make that shit possible. Fuck being rich, bro. I just want to be real. And this is real. And I want my people, my real ones, my ambitious ones, my visionaries, my dream chasers, my truth seekers, my curse breakers. I want them to have every opportunity that I could ever give them to be everything that they could ever dream of in this life. Because this is the only life we have doing it like this, bro. And we might as well take advantage of it. You don't know where you're going to go after this shit's over. Stop fucking around and fuck with us right now. Holy shit. Okay. So with the last 5 minutes, I'll take this opportunity to tell you guys where you can find me at, because I'm not going to be just sitting here posting 25 times a day on TikTok trying to go viral anymore. I got a business to run. It's almost like I gave birth to a child and I'm not going to pull a Duke Dennis and hang online all day. I'm going to actually spend time at home with my kids and make sure they can grow up to be big and strong. Y'all can help me raise them if you want. Single dad type shit. But check me out on the journey because I will be focused. Podcast weekly. Vlogs weekly. I'm thinking about incorporating a stream weekends so we can have conversations about these projects that I'm working on, and we could just hang out. Maybe we could like watch a movie or some shit. Like I'm thinking that would be kind of cool. Once I get into a new apartment, because I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I'm living on a couch right now. I'm sleeping on somebody's couch right now. I'm so ashamed of saying that, but I'm sleeping on somebody's couch right now. Living out a closet damn near. Like some Harry Potter shit. And I think that's also a lot of what got into my imposter syndrome, just like looking at my current circumstances and being like, yeah, there's no way you're going to be a $100 million CEO. Like, there's no way you're going to be like a tech titan, a tycoon. But it's just like, dude, this thing is sitting inside me. And the second I give birth to this, like if men can give birth, I'm telling you right now, I'll be the greatest mother on planet Earth. So for now, just expect the podcast and the vlogs, and the streams will come once I get into an apartment where I have my own bedroom or my own apartment. If I have my own apartment, that'd be so dope. Like I might honestly cry. I'd have to cry for a week and then say thank you to everyone who helped me get there, and then cry some more, and then I get started on this regular schedule. But the streams will definitely happen. Like I want to hang out with my people. I don't even really like making content that much because the algorithms hate me because I just talk way too much. But stream would be huge. Just hang out, just to, get right, chop up with my people. Final place you can find me at, if you don't like looking at my face on here or hearing my beautiful voice on the podcast, will be social media. Because as much as I want to quit, I'm still going to be there, because what's the point of not taking advantage of an opportunity to create in a world that wants us to be complicit? I'm going to do everything I can to connect with my people. Fucking algorithm. You don't got to worry about it with my platform, but whatever. TikTok, I'll be on there. Dark Wizard Disani. Instagram, I'm on there. Ooh, if you think I'm cute, you want to have. Boom. Then go ahead and check out my Instagram. This one. But my branded Instagram, which is a lot less private, more public, to say the least, is this one. And I'll be posting clips of my YouTubes and my podcast and just lifestyle shit on there. But then I also am going to have another Instagram, which will be clips of like really lifestyle shit outside of my businessman, CEO, entrepreneur lifestyle. I want 3 Instagram pages because I'm self-loathing and narcissistic. 1 spam page for my real ones. And all you beautiful 1 for Dark Wizard's Dungeon, 1 for Billionaire Bastard Rockstar Life. Dark Wizard Dungeon is going to be the public page for all of this type of content, and then Billionaire Bastard Rockstar Life will be the public page for what it's like to be a young CEO, young entrepreneur, and what it's like to be a rockstar motherfucker behind that, like on my 5 to 9. Now, the most important part of this whole entire video, because you know I don't care about you or myself, I only care about Mike.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
The most important part of this video, which is basically going to be the thing that pulls me out of the infinity loop of hell that I've been living in for the past 12 months, will be if you guys could please donate to the GoFundMe. Please. I just want to start working on this right now. I want to build this project. I want to write this book so bad. I've tried my hardest to not come off like I'm begging, but I'm gonna be dead honest with you guys. I don't come from shit. Like, my parents done cut me off from everything and then sabotaged my whole life once they saw that there was an opportunity for me to be an independent human being outside of their salvation. It's such fucked circumstances. And then everywhere I go to, it's like, oh, your parents don't like you? You must be a shitty child. Like, no, guys. I didn't even know this real world existed until I was like 20. Mind you, I was outside like playing ball and whatnot, but still locked in that fucking house like Rapunzel. So I'm really not even just getting out of my shell, but I'm just realizing, especially as an entrepreneur, I need funding. I need support. I need backing in this. I will be sending this video, this proposal, and the pitch decks that I'm making for it. I will be sending them to every person I know, every smaller scale, lower scale, pro-black, pro-young people, VC, and investor I know, because I'm telling you right now, this is the future. You want to be a part of this shit? Email me right now. Whether you're an investor, you work as a nerd, or you just you're a creative artist, you need to get my email right now. But that's gonna be the Kickstarter. That's the reason why I asked for 25. This isn't just, well, I just need to get back on my feet, and I do need to get on my feet, but this is what we need. And I need to lead it. Like, I'm sorry, I may be like I feel like a kid like that just lost his freaking toy, like my favorite wiffle ball bat, and then I just saw some other kid swinging it, and I'm like, what the hell? Like, no, this is mine. Now, that's going to be the big startup funding that I'm asking for. So if you want to contribute to the major projects and you want to see those happen as like sooner, then we're going to have to get that funding. So I'll be begging every single day on every platform I have for that, probably for the next 6 months, to help us secure that. And when I can secure that, and then I'll also be applying for grants and funds and whatnot. Once we secure that, I'll probably take a month off because I need to detox from again, living like shit. And then I'll be able to get on my 2 feet and get going again. The detox will be very important because, imagine you, I've been living like this for about 18 months, 12 months now. Just damn near like going every single day. It's killing me. But if you want to support monthly or on like more day-to-day, whenever you can basis, I have a Patreon, which you can access exclusive vlogs and content that'll be there. And I'm doing an exclusive self-concept to self-actualization series, which is a course that I was going to offer, but then I realized course sellers are lame, and I'd rather just give you guys access to the courses that I make if you're willing to like be a part of the contributing force. So if that's something you want to do, you feel interested in, should be under the $6 a month tier. You will have weekly access to a self-development lifestyle design course that I'm making just for you guys. And then you can also cash at me if you like how I dork. If you like how I dork and you want to throw some money on me, then go ahead and do that. Cash out, will. You can bless me. Final thing, I don't know if I have this shirt on there, probably not, but you saw the shirt I was wearing in the last video, just a little psychotic. I need that shirt to sell 1,000 times in 2025 because every one of my high anxiety baddies, every one of my neurodivergent peoples, every one of my shamanic wizards, healers, mystics, we've been seeing what's happening. We've been knowing what's going on in this reality, bro. And they haven't been trusting us. They haven't been giving a fuck about us. We need to validate each other, not in some kind of Heaven's Gate psychosis. We need to validate each other, knowing the world is going the way it's going and doing what we can to prepare ourselves for this rebirth of community and culture after the demise of this current reality we're living in. We won't die as long as we know that we are more infinite than the box this reality wants to put us in. But we have to be willing to see ourselves and see each other as more than that before this society completely collapses us in that. I described this in a video, like a draft of this video that I made a day or two ago. No, I think I described it in yesterday's video, or the last part of this. I'm going for the skater tee, rockstar band tee, the Paris Hilton tee vibes. That's what Paris Hilton's an icon to me. No matter what happens, no matter in this world, like fuck what everybody says, like Paris Hilton's always going to be my icon, my OG. And I would love to see her actually in my shirt. That would probably make my whole entire year. That would make my life up to this point. So if any of you guys know who Paris Hilton is, then go ahead and make sure that she's wearing this shirt. I'm going to put a picture of the shirt, and then I'll put a picture of Paris. Maybe I'll put a picture of Paris Hilton in the shirt. And if we can make that happen, if I can get a meet and greet, I shouldn't have just said meet right there. If I can get a meet and greet, that'd be chilling too. But this is going to be another interesting form of marketing for our brand because you human beings are going to be the billboards. And I want to put my shirts on some cool people and some hot people, of course, but some cool people because you guys are organic marketing. The world wants to see you be cool because the world is so lame. Fundamentally. Now, in the social media era, they do get to shit on you just because they have access to an opinion. And freedom of speech is still free, sadly. You don't have to pay 5 cents for it. 5 cents a word. Which something is telling me that ChatGPT is going to start charging everybody 5 cents a prompt or like 0.1 cent or something a prompt in like a year, 18 months. Track me on that right now. 18 months from July 2nd of 2025. So December of 2026, January 2027, ChatGPT is going to start charging per prompt. So if you aren't using it right now, you're damn near screwed. The shirts on there are going to be so cool. And just a little psychotic. That's for everybody who's living under this current regime, not administration, regime. And knows that we got a whole roller coaster still left to ride, but we got on, so we're going to have to stay till the end of it. So, I know that video was supposed to be 30 minutes, and it's running at like an hour and a half right now, if not 2 hours. I don't know how to fit myself in the box of the algorithm anymore, and I'm sorry, bro. Like, I was born to be this CEO, bro. I was born to be an entrepreneur. I have great ideas, bro, and I was meant to really impact and help people's lives out, bro. Like I'm not meant to be a fucking YouTuber even, bro. I like doing this stuff. I like having a community that subscribes to my little TV show. I'm so glad you guys are here, but I've realized that I don't need to make any more of these videos until I'm doing the work that I need to be doing. And the work that I need to be doing is not some job, some sales position. The work I need to be doing is this. It's creating systems that help the world be more human. Help the world find more culture, more creativity, more love, more all of those emotions that I felt like I lacked so much, to bring that to the forefront so much that we prioritize it. We let our lives lead by these positive emotions. I feel like I came to this world to do some just drastically ridiculous shit, bro. And This past 18 months, this past 12 months has really been telling me like, nigga, if you can stand on your own, bro, and you can really scream this from the rooftops, bro, your people are going to come find you, bro, and they're going to come help you, bro, and you're going to be able to do even more than you can even imagine. And I'm at that phase right now where I feel like I hope the words that I'm saying right now, or the words that I get to say in the next coming days and weeks and months, like, I hope they mean something to you guys, bro. And I hope that this is a journey that you guys want to be a part of, because this is all that I have, bro. All right. Thank you for being here. My feet are killing me, but it's worth it, as usual. If you'd like to support the channel, we got a GoFundMe, we got a Patreon, we got a Cash App, we got a merch store. If you think I'm cute, you want to have see? Instagram. Other than that, rock on.